A transversal line in math is simply a line that cuts through other lines. It's easy to see here that line C is different than the others because you can see we have two parallel lines and line C is the other one. But sometimes it looks like this. So the trick is to look for the parallel lines, and it's the other line that would be the transversal. So it's line C. Corresponding angles have the same placement where the lines cross at each intersection. So line C is your transversal. Can you see that 4 angles are created right here? And this is the top right one. 4 are created here where these lines cross, and this is the one on the top right of those 4. So we call those corresponding angles. If line A and B are parallel, then we know that these 2 angles are congruent, but we call them corresponding angles. In the same way, if your parallel lines A and B are here, again we have 2 sets of 4 angles that are formed. So this one on the bottom left will correspond to this one on the bottom left. When a transversal cuts through a pair of parallel lines, 8 angles are formed, 4 at the first intersection and 4 at the second. The nice thing is that if you know any of the angles, you can figure the other ones. So if we know this angle right here is 50 degrees, we also know its corresponding angle, the one at the same spot down below, so it'll be on the same side of this transversal right down here, will also be 50 degrees. We can use our knowledge of vertical angles as well. So if this angle is 50, then the one right across from it is also 50 degrees. If this angle is 50, then the one across from it, the vertical angle to it, is also 50 degrees. Now we can use our knowledge of supplementary angles. Can you see that together these make a straight line? So we need 130 here because they'll add up. These 2 right here will add to 180. The vertical angle to it will also be 130 degrees. The corresponding to this one right here will be 130 degrees, and its vertical angle will be 130 degrees. So 8 angles will be formed. 4 of them will be the same measure that will be an acute angle, and 4 will be an obtuse angle, this 130 degrees. Now if you happen to have a transversal that cuts through the parallel lines at a right angle, you'll see a little square like this, then you know that all 8 angles that are formed will all be right angles.